What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to our Company of Heroes 2 Season 3. We are now on Episode 5. So I'm playing as the Wehrmacht. I'm trying to switch up between Axis and Allies as much as I can. And Axis has been pretty fun lately. So we're playing with a subscriber of mine, or at least a fan or a viewer. We'll just call him a viewer. And so we basically have Nick and I are Wehrmacht, and we have the OKW ally here. We're going against Peace Bomb, who is, look at that, max rank. And then the other guys are decent ranks also. So, I played this map a lot. This is actually really a good map for heavy armor. So that's why I've chosen this doctrine. And I'm going to be using the Artillery Field Officer. Now, I don't really use this guy very much. I know he has like, it's kind of like the OKW officer. It's of my mind. I think it's the no. It's that's the Storm Officer, right, for the OKW. He's kind of like that, but we'll see how I use him in this match. So standard stuff here. I'm right here, so I'm going to go for our few on the right flank of the map down here on the bottom. And then Nick is going to go for the center. And our friend here is going to go, Stid, J.I., is going to go for the left side. And you can see he's already rapidly pushing up, which is quite interesting. Our enemies have not really pushed too far up. Looks like they grab the fuel before they grab the connecting point, which won't make a difference. They're not going to get any extra fuel from that. Nick is pushing in. And Nick is pretty decent with the Wehrmacht. He likes the Russians a lot, too. So, one thing I cannot stress enough, probably early on, is make sure you have some Grenadiers, guys, because the Grenadiers have the Panzerfaust. If the Russians shoot... the Russians come out with some scout cars, or basically a scout car or any kind of light armor. You want something that, that can basically stop that vehicle in its tracks. Anyway, I'm going against Peace Bomb early on. That is the red player right here. I'm in heavy cover. He's in negative cover here. I'm going to move up with my own sword pioneers. I do have a machine gun coming up, so I went Grenadier, machine gun Grenadier, so I can make sure I have the flexibility of the Grenadiers. And he's currently losing this fight, and he's just going to push on in. And I got to make sure I don't lose my engineers, so I'm going to pull them back. Meanwhile, this gave me enough time setting up my MG42. And very early on, it's hard for the Americans to counter MG42s, principally because they don't have grenades this early on. So I push that guy back. Let's look at what's going on in the center. Nick has already popped the veterancy training. The troop training for his Grenadiers. Now they're Vet 3, which makes them quite deadly. And these guys have popped out of here, a Maxim somewhere. Nick is helping out our ally over here. You can see they're surrounded. This guy's not going to survive, probably. And actually, nope, yep, he died. So they're pushing pretty hard on this side. I'm clearly securing this area right here. MG in the cover. Now, one thing that Peace Bomb is going to do is he's going to want to flank me a lot. So he's got a 160 manpower unit right here. Why don't I go after our fuel, right? He's at least gonna, make me pull back one or two squads, right? Now, if he's able to coordinate this is where the Maxim is, by the way. If he's able to coordinate this with his ally as I'm pulling back my forces to deal with this annoyance, then that'd be great. But because there's nothing else that's even remotely around this area, it doesn't matter if I have to pull back one or two squads. It's not a big deal. And I'm going to keep fortifying my position here. I'm going to set up bunkers. I figure we're getting 47 munition per minute. Why not? And this point was never taken, which is a little bit of a mistake. So they're grabbing that very soon now. I'm grabbing a second MG. I really want to kind of lock down this area. I do know they can flank around this side, and I already saw my enemy kind of flanking up here. Peace Bomb. So I'm going to send a Grenadier squad, and then I'm like, you know what, he might have a rifleman or two. So I want to make sure I handily win this. So I'm going to hold up here and wait. Little did I know, with Fog of War here, that it was just like just a rear echelon squad. So, yeah. And I'm building barbed wire here. I want to kind of make it, I want to force my ally into my machine guns, basically. So I move up with both my forces. Now I number them 2-1. And he's just going to fall back. Now the thing is, he's having 8 Grenadiers shoot at him. And also, he's got to get through machine guns. 3 machine guns to be exact. So, I'm going to set up my machine guns. So they have to really run the gauntlet here. Yeah, they had 2 MG42 shooting at them, and this one just set up. So they were lucky to get out of there alive. So I figured, you know, I'm trying new things. I don't really use the artillery officer very much, but it has this awesome thing called concentrate fire, which basically makes troops greater accuracy for about 20 seconds. And then he also has the smoke and his artillery if he gets veterancy. And he can heal nearby units. So on this side, they've been pushed back a little bit. The center is firmly in Nick's control. He does have a mortar out. And these buildings are kind of interesting. You know, these buildings remind me almost exactly of, oh my gosh, it's that harbor map from Company of Heroes 1. It's like this, oh man. It's not Gilroy's Harbor, is it? It's something like that. But these buildings kind of remind me of the big kind of warehouses on that map. For the new Steam version, I've won 6 games on that. That's the British. It's a very good British map in my opinion. We'll see if the, you know, some people were talking in the previous video, I think episode 4, about you know, the rumors about the British possibly coming. You know, people think I have inside information or something. I've looked at that stuff, and there's some British files in this new update, so maybe. I do think, though, the way Company of Heroes has been going on the cycles of June it was released, the original Company of Heroes 2, we had in the last year, I think it was June 22nd approximately, we had the Western Armies release. The way I see the Company of Heroes series going, if we go off to the first one, it's main game, 2 DLCs, or expansions, right? Expansions. So it makes sense for me. Company of Heroes 2 is great right now. I mean, I really enjoy it. It's a pretty stable build and everything, so why would they not? Here's the officer I was talking about. So I was thinking, like, Storm Officer. Why would they not, basically, why would they not add more factions? They make more money off the game. People enjoy playing the multiplayer. I know a lot of people love playing the multiplayer. I think it was kind of smart the way they did the Western Armies, and then they did kind of the single player. So you could basically choose, because I know a lot of people just play this for multiplayer. I play mostly multiplayer. I went through the Ardennes assaults. Now you can see he's upgraded his guys with bars, and he literally went right down Nick's line right here. Like, they kind of went around there. I see I'm being flanked, right? So I don't panic, right? I see 2 squads, heavily equipped. So immediately I'm going to switch my MG. I'm afraid they're going to occupy this house, but I just got to get behind some kind of cover. I'm going to start moving this MG to help me out. So I'm going to turn. I'm afraid. I'm actually, yeah, I'm moving that MG too. Now check this out. I don't want to piss you off. I paused in the game, but check it out. I did concentrate fire. For 20 seconds, these men are going to have great accuracy. And these guys are in negative cover. Let's take a look at the results right here. They're throwing grenades at us, trying to kill my men. Look at how bad they're, especially with the MG42. I even hopped in the building here, rifle grenade down. That's a Vet 2 squad, he's going to lose. We have another squad pulling in. This guy only has 1 man left, and more forces are flanking around this center area here. Lost my MG team, but I have the other one that's kind of coming over. So this is just devastating for his army right now. That's his 3rd squad he's lost, and he has 2 more coming. So you can see right now, these are the only squads he has besides his ambulance. I even picked up a bar, and now we're Vet 2. I'm just throwing rifle grenades, and these guys are even coming in. 1 squad, 1 squad. I just completely wiped out Peace Bomb's army. He just grabbed these guys in. He just got obliterated there. Like, that was completely devastating. So that's how you do it. I have 2 engineers. I had 1 up at the front line as he's laying barbed wire, so I got another one so I could build a fuel cache to help my allies out so we can get more fuel. You can see they have the AA half-track out early. They just got they got a rifle, anti-tank rifle grenade on them, and it looks like a Panzerfaust is coming in. He does not have enough of these to upgrade, but these guys are still back at base. But yeah, it looks like this guy just inspires. So I had the greater accuracy, and this guy's basically inspires them. But if this guy dies, they have to retreat. So yeah, I am basically decided to get myself a half-track. Something I don't usually do. So I'm kind of doing new things. I'm getting a half-track, or I'll get a half-track shortly at some point here. And get a Panzer IV too. That's the basic plan. And I'm my engineers. I'm starting to build some more fuel caches around just for trying to boost our fuel per minute. And Nick's really kind of pushing these guys back. They're trying to mortar him out, but he has his own mortar to counter that. And Peace Bomb got obliterated. because I was going to build this, but I'm grabbing a half track instead. So I'm like, okay. So my goal is to build a medic bunker here also. So I can build bunkers. I built a bunker. Yeah, no, I got a bunker here. I got a lot of barbed wire. I was really surprised that they came right up our center here. Like right down these train tracks. Or when they came along this train track, they'd cut between the house and this like a kind of, not like a pump, but it's like a storage, probably a fuel storage cylinder thing. And look at this. I have not seen this in a long time. Look at this. I've actually never seen this many. These 4 scout cars. 4 scout cars with engineers with flamethrowers. Let's have fun and watch this. You cannot hit all of them. I mean, you can. But they're just gonna ride through your lines and just flame everything. This is completely devastating to Nick. They're running him over, they're flaming him. He's just gotta pull back everything. Because you just start losing squads real fast with the flames, especially when they're low health like that, and he can kind of block you. And he can pursue you all the way back to your base. So I don't have anything to help out Nick, unfortunately. And I'm really trying to get a Panzer IV at this point, but I'm still building the building, obviously. And he's going to hunt down as many of Nick's guys as he can. So he's basically doing what I did to Peace Bomb. He's, you know, completely devastated. And why would he not continue to follow this, guys? So we had the center held pretty firmly. And he could keep going, too, if he didn't pull back. I had my own engineers here. I'm like, I'll shoot back at them with their MP40s. So Nick's now basically doing a machine gun. So he's been devastated. They're going after my fuel caches now that I built. I never ended up building that one. And then we have a Stewart coming. And I'm like, oh boy. I'm thinking I have my little forward base up here. I have a squad here. And you know, these guys are just gonna retreat, and I'm okay with that. I can also get a cargo truck to boost my own resources. It used to be for everybody, so then it got raised to first it was 200 manpower. Then it went for then they raised it to 300 manpower. They brought it back down to 200 manpower because it's just for you now, not for your team. And I'm like, he's gonna come after me. I'm not gonna fall. That guy devastated. I have a machine gun here. We're healing up. Boom. He's in trouble. And I'm reinforcing as quickly as I can. I don't want to lose this unit. And we have, you know, we have the bars, so that's pretty devastating. I'm gonna fall back. Unfortunately, we're gonna die here. I'm calling a strafing run down. I'm hoping they'll take out some of these machine guns here. I mean just kind of pin these guys and kill the scout cars. So that's 3 scout cars I've taken out. They're going after this with their captain. He got another one. Very surprising to see him get a second captain. He's already really unlocked that. It seems like it was a waste. Now he's getting the major, so he has 2 captains and a steward, or someone had a steward. Interesting.
Battalion just released a major for action.
Yeah, this guy, interesting. So after being devastated by the scout cars, who those scout cars paid for themselves probably. I mean, he killed a lot of our men here. Once again, I'm waiting for a Panzer IV. It's coming out momentarily. That's the time the enemy always likes to attack when you don't have your stuff exactly ready. And I'm like, oh boy, that's my half track. Time to run like hell. So I'm going to try to get back. And the strafing run's hitting this guy. One shot, I would have been dead there. I'm going to hit him with a Panzer Shrek here as soon as I can. He's looking for my troops here. He sees some medics that are running away. And you're deep behind enemy lines. You're going to be doing this. Another flinging attack's coming with some more troops. But our center of our line is very porous right here. They're devastating me. I'm just going to try to fall back. You know, they're vet too. And I got 3 men got wiped out by that Stewart. That's ridiculous. They even have an MG42. You know, if they took my bunker, that's fine. Because I have the Panzer IV out, and we're going to deal some debt to these guys here. And now I'm going to get my officer ready in the machine gun. I do want him to kind of like get focused on, you know, I want to start suppressing these guys so they can't hop in the Stewart. And they see my infantry there, he's going to hop in the Stewart. Gotta be careful. Completely wiped out my officer there, so that's devastating. This Stewart has 6 kills. It's wiped out 2 of my squads. Now I'm really hurting on my infantry losses here. And he's not getting away from this. You're done. So, I mean, it's been a war of attrition on this side. You can see the center is completely falling. A lot of different troops here. Panzer Force going over to assist me. And I did a one-shot and I wiped out those infantry that were trying to take my fuel. You know, the Panzer Force look pretty plain. Even with this kind of improvised Roman front or whatever, it's different for every faction. They have a different name, but it's basically just blood on the front of your vehicle. This guy's back at base. I just sent him back there. I didn't want him to get killed. And I'm bringing up some more troops. I realized I need some grenadiers, so I'm going to start getting some grenadiers. But I know I can get another Panzer IV. So he destroyed. Nick destroyed the ambulance there, and Peace Bomb has a mortar howitzer. My tank's just running over stuff. We're gonna surround and destroy. Boom. So they're in deep trouble right now. We have a lot of infantry around here. These are our infantry, actually. And that Maxim's screwed, basically. You know, 2 Panzer IVs are shooting at you, you're gonna be in trouble. So we have the victory points, you know. We're really flanking behind their lines here. They've been devastated. They really need a medic. You know, they're so far forward here. But that's done. So we see a fuel cache right there. I pointed out on the map to Nick. And we're going to take out the fuel cache. Meanwhile, we have a Panther coming out for the OKW player. So now they've lost their own fuel cache. That's for taking out my fuel cache. And it is basically devastating. I'm going to bring up to my forward base here. Not sure how forward it is considering how far our lines have been stretched. Now I'm being a little careful with this. I don't want to get my guy whacked by an anti-tank rep grenade, and boom, another squad just got wiped out. Squads seem to be getting wiped out here. And I see the AT, and I'm like backing up. You're going to take out one of us. And then Gunny says, VP games and OP Germans make this game almost unplayable. So guys, the Germans are OP apparently. I think the game is pretty balanced. Even with the IS-2, you know, ISU 152, that can be devastating, but everything has a counter to it. And I just said we got beat on. We played a match with us that I got beat on. It wasn't a good loss. Like, if I have something to show you guys, like, to learn from that I did very badly, I'll usually show that. And these guys are getting mowed down by the Luftwaffe as I pursued them here. And I'm trying to kill these guys. I'm just going to blitz and try to run these guys over. And I thought I ran over that guy there, but yeah, just wiped him out again. So he's lost all his infantry again. This guy, very little men, and this guy is very little. And he has a Katusha. Actually, this guy has a lot of troops. So I have a 2nd Panzer IV. I just love getting these kind of multiple tanks. That's, you know, just be quite devastating. I'm moving up my front line, basically. You see, I'm moving up all my troops here. And I'm going to be cool, right? Half tracks can carry 2 people. We're just going to hop our Pioneers in here and they can ride down at the front line because it's so far. Wow, we push these guys pretty far. Pretty far back. You can see the Panthers going up to Katusha. And that's what Gunny Rage quit. There's another Katusha right here. We just had the map control on this. And, I mean, Peace Bomb lost a ton of his infantry. I got devastated too at one point here. The Panthers just taking some nice hits there. So we do have. They didn't go with any armor. These guys didn't put out any armor. They put out some bazookas. They have some artillery. They have howitzers and stuff. So I have my 2 Panzers here. I'm making an awesome one here. I'm gonna have like a little mobile force to take out infantry. He just broke down the fence. The guy thought he was safe. No, you shouldn't. Yeah, you should take one more shot on that guy. Oh, but he's getting hit with the bazooka there. He could actually lose his tank here. Okay, now he's probably going to want to blitz the hell out of here. Or just back up. Some more forces are coming over here. We're still fighting against the... Oh, Gunny's the Russian. Okay, so purple's in AI. So I just ran over a bunch of guys with my new Panzer IV. And because my guys took a little lift from the half-track here, I can easily repair. I'm keeping the pressure up on this guy. Even though I'm mowing down AI conscripts at the moment here. I mean, he was the one using 4 scout cars. Like, he got pretty good results from that. When we're in heavy cover here, these guys are taking this point. We're doing some damage with another captain here. He got a lot of captains. Anyway, this is the only tough part on this side here. They have AT. But so far, not too devastating in the middle. They're finally... Yeah, he started bombarding me and trying to kill my crewmen. So I'm just gonna basically start repairing this tank, and I have 2 tanks here. So that was kind of interesting that he was trying to bombard me there, but you have nothing protecting your tank. And they even have the Austin right here. And another scout car. Talk about a great counter to a scout car. He's coming this area, that got destroyed. And then there's a Jax there, I'm like, oh boy. So this guy's damaged right now. Here's what I'm gonna do. So let's think about this. This Jackson here needs line of sight. These are where my guys are right now. I'm gonna call a bombing run right on this alley, and because he's locked onto an attack order, the bombing run should be able to hit his Jackson. We'll see how that turns out for me. So you can see how he's locked on. Bombing run going down. Get my rear armor. I'm gonna push him forward even more because he's locked on. Check it out. Devastated. Completely wiped out there. So, I've been using Luftwaffe pretty well, I thought, in this match so far. We don't really have too many vehicles left. We basically devastated these guys. And it was quite fun. I really enjoyed playing this match. And I can reinforce off the half track here. I'm saying good game, you know, to the guys who didn't rage quit because, you know, rage quit, he kind of screwed his team there. You know, especially because they violently fought on, basically. So definitely good game to those guys. And I wanted to just say thanks to Sigi, who played a match with me, you know. I am going to be on Company of Heroes too, coming up the week of the March 7th or so, basically on, because I'm done with midterms, home for spring break. So I'll be on more often. If I'm on, feel free to send me a message. Sometimes I just want to do 2v2s with like Nick or Juicebox or something to get some video footage, but sometimes I just do a 3v3 and you might even be in a video. God4Man221 signing off. Leave some comments down below. What do you think were some mistakes of mine or mistakes of my opponents? You know, let's start a conversation. Basically have a discussion down below. I'll be getting in on that too. See you in the next episode.